What's going on, guys? The Nostraveni, Jay Takeover again. You know what's going on.
It's takeover. It's a coup d'etat.
It's a cool tea today.
I gotta turn off the music. I'd like to listen to the music, but I have no rights in the dictatorship. Oh no! But here we go.
Now we were talking about. We was watching the whole fight, and everything was so smooth. His prediction was so smooth.
I had won out of 9 fights. I had won 8 so far.
8.
I took trifecta. I had been those Trifinities magical powers were well working, and I would have made $50 just for one guy, a chunky man who came in overweight, but all his weight seemed to go into his power.
Right.
Mr. Allen. Oh,
Dave Allen.
Well, I can't even. I don't want to know his first name. All I know is Johnny Flynn, finisher, my hero, a good guy, who was beaten by Dave Allen.
Dave Allen.
A name that will go down in history with infamy.
But how'd they go down though?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Frazier, my Frazier was boxing, he was moving, and he was doing the proper things. He was in shape, and he could move, he could do this. And Allen kept on stalking him.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he'd get out of breath by the end of the fight. And but it happened so fast. All of a sudden, in the 5th round is thereabouts. Allen hit him with a big punch. And my guy was in trouble. He went down like a oak tree. But he bravely got up because he was gutty.
Right.
My man didn't give up easy. He was a young man, unlike Allen, who's kind of fairly young, but not as young as my guy.
Right.
Johnny. Oh, Johnny boy, that damn fat guy cut you down. And now I don't make my $50, it seems. Oh, Johnny boy.
Johnny boy. Yeah.
Fat and out of tune is my age, you see. Oh, Johnny boy. And almost split your head. He knocked you cold, and we left you for dead. Oh, Johnny boy, you did rise from the canvas. 10 minutes later, you see.
Well, that fight was, from looking at them, you saw Allen, he had a belly, didn't have a lot of muscle, maybe in the shoulder and stuff. But Fisher looked like a professional.
A professional?
But we never predicted that he would go down with a chin hit. And the body, he was getting hit by body hits back to back. And that's what caught to him.
Yeah.
And the sad part is that he didn't lose by 2 KO.
No, he lost by KO.
He lost with a towel. They threw the towel at him.
They threw the towel in because they thought they needed an answer.
Yeah. That's the worst of the worst.
It was the worst. And now his whole career is Meshuggah.
Right.
You know what Meshuggah means in Jewish?
What that means?
It's correct. It's crazy. He's not going to be respected because he was beat by the Pillsbury Boulevard.
I still respect him. He just needs to fight a little bit smarter next time. And you got to watch his body hits because he didn't have a lot of stomach, but when he was hitting him in the stomach, it was hurting him in so many ways.
It should have been the same all the way, the other way around.
Right.
But the rest of the card went just as I planned for it. Where's my notes? Where's my notes? Oh, I was not going to show my notes. I gotta wear my glasses. I'm half blind. Blind and falling apart. Oh no. And the Ramford Bull, that was Johnny, was beaten by the White Rhino, Dave Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, David Allen. But with my Corin Conaway, too classy, bread maker, Cronin Waterburton. Now, Cronin is a white guy.
Right.
And Waterburton is a black guy.
Right.
But I'll tell you the way that things are changing. They refer to the black guy as a Welshman. even
Mm.
though he was, Welshman, they usually,
Right.
which just shows you the vastness how they lived.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was watching the sites the other day, they had a black guy coming up. He was going to be interviewed, and then he started talking like an Irishman. Dun, 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 dun. I thought I was in the Quiet Man. It's confusing me. I want my people to be stereotypes.
Right.
I want an Irishman to look like he had a few drinks and but they don't do that.
Nope.
No, no.
Nope. I'm doing no more.
And I'm locked in this house, so I don't know what's going on in the world.
Right.
All I know is what this guy tells me, and he tells me terrible.
So, I don't know.
He tells me about the Soto,
Right.
who this poor Dominican guy came from, Dominican. And they don't agree with him because that's not fair. They
Yeah.
give him a big contract and then
He got a
Okay,
nice contract with the Yankees. He was one of the best player, and then he decided to go to the Mets. And now all the people in the Mets is like, boo. I mean, all the people in Yankees was like, boo.
what they own him now, whether he's supposed to be attacking them. Let me tell you something. The Minions have a hard time. They're short, scrawny people, except for this one. He's a little husky. But let me tell you something. They have no time for this stuff.
Mhm.
They have women to sleep with.
Right.
Because that's all they do.
That's what we do.
They talk fast
Right.
and they sleep with the women.
Mm.
That's why they don't have Dominican football players. Because they can go in the locker room and do the hoopy doopy to the girl.
Right.
Cheerleading. I know these things. I'm not an ignorant person. Now, let me tell you something.
Right.
Well, Warburton got beat up because Connolly was much bigger than him. It was like two different divisions. This little turkey, and he was a gutty little black man. He would go like this, and he was chasing after the big man, and the big man was too big for him.
Right.
You can't fight a big man if you're a little man. But he tried. He got knocked out 4 rounds. But I beat them. George Leonard, 11 hole 6,
Right.
by Aaron Sutton. Now I knew this was gonna happen. Aaron Sutton was a skinny man. He looked like the guy before what done the comic books where they got the guy they kickstand in his face and then he put his muscles and beat up the big bully.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, he didn't. The big bully beat him up. There was another guy was this handsome like Jack Dempsey type. Kept on throwing him. Kept on hitting with the left. And the skinny Malay, Leonard Sutton, didn't have any higher power. He didn't have a punch. He had only, of his victories, a 19-1 and 1, he had 3 KOs.
Wow.
So he had no power.
Oh.
How did you knock out the other guy with no power? Keeping off this little Jack Dempsey from England.
Right.
Yeah. Then there was Jimmy Sims, 9-0 with 9 KOs.
Right.
Now he was fighting for Zimmu, 7-4, who had never been knocked out.
What?
Wow! What happens when the immovable object hits the invincible wall? Or no, the immovable object hits with the irresistible force.
Right.
Well, the irresistible force did win the battle, but he didn't get the KO. And then Ozuna with the strange name was a black man too. Which just tells me something like that. Some black people have hard heads and some people don't. Because Waterford got knocked out.
Right.
Like a flies. But this other guy, he was like a little octopus. He kept on grabbing to be seen and snoggering him, and that's why he survived. Oh, if it survived, but yeah, it was not fair. It was almost like a wrestling match. I thought there was going to be Vince McMahon was going to rise from the grave. Vince McMahon dead. Anyway, if he's alive, he would intervene and said, no headlocks. Okay, Shannon Ryan. Oh, Shannon Ryan. Me and my friend here were impressed. She had muscles on her muscles. A little thing. She was outboxing. Viva le Barzone. This a little Italian girl, Argentinian girl. Italian girl by way of Argentina. And
Because, you know, after the war, escaped to the other side of Argentina. To know, in fact, I could predict you that. Okay, then. The last fight I'm gonna talk about is Taylor Biven, 3-0, with 3 big KOs.
Mm,
Big amateur was fighting John Cruz Tomchiro. You know what, they were both, or as we were calling him, the tattooed man. Well, the tattooed man got tattooed all over him, and he got knocked out. But I have seen that in all his, he knocked out people with uppercuts.
mm,
A devastating punch. Handsome guy. A lot of English people are handsome. It used to be they had bad teeth and were short runts.
right.
I guess tooth decay is a thing of the past.
Mm,
It's nice that some things are getting better. Well, like tooth decay in the Great Britain, we can't make jokes about the teeth no more.
right.
We can make jokes about other things, because, you know, they're either drinking tea or guzzling down beer.
Oh,
Yeah, that's my good guess.
I mean,
Now, what else do you want to know?
well, I just finished watching the game, the Indiana Fevers, Cannon Corlin, you know, the famous, and the infamous Cannon Cortland. Look,
Is this the basketball thing?
this is the white woman.
The white woman who can play basketball is a freak of nature.
So you remember the lady that pushed her down, and they made a big thing out of it.
Oh, God.
So they both was playing today the game, and she showed the whole world that she was the best of the best.
The little white girl,
Yeah,
you said she was.
she said a triple double. That means she made 30. She broke the record.
She
Broke the record again.
broke the record.
And the girl that was making fun of him, her, was just there watching.
She couldn't do
She
nothing.
couldn't do nothing about it.
See, I'll tell you what's
Go ahead,
going
tell me.
on here. I'm
Hold
taking
on.
off my glasses.
Hold on, let me take my glasses off too, because
Yeah, you
I
can
am
put your
I'm
glasses
taking my glasses off. You gotta tell
on.
them. Hold on. Yeah, tell them.
Most lady basketball players
Mm-hmm.
are strong black women.
Right.
We suspect lesbians.
So, yeah.
Now,
Okay.
when this white girl came with her freakish skills of basketball,
All the skills come from out of nowhere.
they
Mhm.
had the strange thing. It's called attraction revulsion.
Yeah,
You know that girl who knocked her down?
they had a fitting. Angel
She had-
Reese.
She said, "Oh, I like this white girl," who happens to be heterosexual. And you know how in school you used to hit the girl that you were attracted to?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on. They all want her. They all want her to teach them how to play basketball. Cause all they do is roughhouse and can't make a basket. Oh, they're big and strong and powerful, powerful than you and me. But they don't like when white people show off. And see, it's the same thing that happened in Tiger Woods. For years,
Right.
the white people ruled golf.
Right.
And then he said his father was black
Right.
and his mother was Asian, and he said he was a Eurasian. Well, that didn't take. Black people ain't gonna do that. You're a black person.
Right.
You're gonna take them for basketball, golf.
And you gotta remember, Tiger Wood wasn't white.
What?
Tiger Wood was not white.
No, he wasn't white.
So he broke the whole
He broke
media.
the whole thing.
The whole media. And now,
Then there was no
if we show you the newspaper, this is a Venezuela guy who's also breaking the world record right now.
They allow people to play golf in Venezuela.
No,
I saw that in that paper. Yes, I couldn't believe it.
We gotta show you right now. This guy,
Paper, I didn't.
this
read
is
it.
today's newspaper guy. I didn't believe it until now, but this Venezuela, usually they say they're bad people, but this guy broke the record. Not broke the record, but he's making a big
He's
difference.
making a big dip. Look at that.
Look at this. Venezuela.
Venezuela. This is as bad as San Soto they killed the Yankees. What's going on? Venezuela is not known. If Venezuela.
He making white people go home because of him. With his talent.
This is talented.
Right.
And he's disrupting us.
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to have peace in the golf course. We want to go there
And if you see a black person, you have a caddy. Oh, my little caddy, get my thing. Not that my little caddy will show me up on the sands.
Right.
Oh, the world is soon chaos.
Well,
See, I've been locked in this house for 10 years,
10 years.
and I wasn't that bright in the first place, but now they got me in the dark. And all my information I get is out of this guy.
Yeah, why do you see so much light in here, right?
No,
So many
I
lights.
mean, it's not that much. They had to put a whole bunch of lights here.
Right.
Before I called it dungeon.
Right.
My life is a hellhole.
But you gotta also look at the bright side as well. Kaden Corkin, when she was playing the game today.
Always look on the bright side of life. When things look dark and disty, don't worry, it's always gonna be misty, and things will be okay one day. And don't let your age sing away.
Why?
Cause it'll make your ears bleed every day. Somebody hit him in the throat. As a child, I know it happened,
Babe.
babe. Always look on the bright side.
Alright, so look at the bright side. Kaden Clark, the white female version of a black woman playing basketball, which everybody got jealous and envy about.
Jealous.
Because every time she played in the NBA, she filled the whole courts, and this all tickets sold.
The tickets are sold.
So everybody else is like, why is my arena empty, and her arena is full?
Cause you gotta relate to your top limit. Yeah, I'm gonna educate you. I think that you need to be educated.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Let me think. You look at somebody, yes, your background, looks a little like you.
Mm-hmm.
Say, oh, I identify with them.
So it's a book by cover.
And
That's what I'm
you
saying.
go, oh, if it's a Chinese basketball player, you never see them. We had one.
But we gonna see it one day.
But you know what?
We gonna see it one day.
They had this Chinese basketball player who was making all kinds of baskets,
Yeah.
like a black man. This was happening. I have noticed.
All right.
And then the black people said, well, we do that every day, man. Come on. We do it every day. So he's big deal. He did it. And you know, that wasn't nice because the Chinese are all tiny people. This was a big elongated one. They put him on a rack and they got him out and they fed him well. And he played basketball for about a month.
Wow.
And he made the Chinese people went, oh, he can punch them, but that's how they say.
Right. Yeah, I got it. I understand. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, she went and she helped one of her teammates break the record today.
Another teammate, a black girl.
Yeah, she helped a teammate break the record.
Oh,
Who does that?
Who does that? That's nice. You know.
Who does that?
In honor of this.
That's an honor right there to
the
make.
race getting together, I think. I'm
That's an
gonna
honor,
sing with
guys. Let's sing this together.
Ebony and I
Yep.
are making baskets together
Together.
and not
I
finding
don't know.
gonna be everything together.
Together.
They'll be happy
Happy,
and
happy.
not knock each other to the ground.
Ground.
But if you're knocking somebody who's making a lot of money.
Money.
It means your head is not very sound.
Sunderlaw. And thank you guys for watching the show right now. And
I can't lift
we
my
go
arm.
bye. He can't lift the song. We're gonna need a robot arm for him. He'll be like Captain America over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's American when he did.
so
The
what to see?
red button
But
over
the
there.
to sting, but to cheer. You know how people said, "Don't touch the red button." He said, "What red button?" He said, "This one." Oh no!
Then we go away.
And